What's up? Welcome back to Matrix. Not Matrix Gaming. Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. I got some news here I'm going to be doing today. And otherwise, let's go right on into it. All right, so first piece of news. Let me make the screen a little bit larger. Redraw my window. Cause some lag. First piece of news we have is in tech, and it just came out about 50 minutes ago. Do you own an iPhone or iPad? Update your Apple devices right now. Again, also I'll have all of these recap links and recap episodes. This is episode 31 on the YouTube side with all of these articles in full in the description on these as well, among other informations. But again, do you own this is from USA Today? Do you own an iPhone or iPad? Update your Apple devices right now. This is today, a little while ago. Do you own an iPhone? Update it right now. Apple has released an emergency software patch after researchers uncovered a security flaw. Close that. That could allow hackers to secretly install spyware on your Apple devices even if you do nothing, not even click a link. The spyware can then eavesdrop or steal data from your device. All of Apple's operating systems, including those for iPads, Macs, and Apple Watches, are vulnerable. Well, that's great. Or not really. The University of Toronto's Citizen Lab said the zero-click flaw allowed Pegasus spyware from Israeli hacker. Well, I remember Pegasus. I read about this on another episode within the past year. So it's a spyware from an Israeli hacker for hire firm NSO Group and to infect the iPhone of a Saudi activist by sending an image file via iMessage. The activist asked to remain anonymous. NSO Group told USA Today that NSO Group will continue to provide intelligence and law enforcement agencies around the world with life-saving technologies to fight terror and crime. NSO Group licenses its Pegasus spyware tool to government agencies and police forces to investigate major crimes. So this spyware got leaked, though. It got leaked out onto a marketplace somehow, a black marketplace. Forces to investigate major crimes. According to the reports from Citizen Lab and Amnesty International, it has also been used to target human rights activists, journalists, and political dissidents. Apple issued a patch aimed at fixing security flaw Monday, but did not mention NSO Group. So I will look into that for my devices. Yeah, sure. Seeing as this was like 50 minutes ago. After identifying the vulnerability issue used by this exploit for iMessage, Apple rapidly developed and deployed a fix in iOS 4.8 to protect its users. Ivan Kristic, head of Apple Security Engineering and Architecture, said in a statement in USA Today. He also credited Citizen Lab for obtaining the exploit. We could develop this fix quickly. Attacks like this one described are highly sophisticated, cost millions of dollars to develop, often have a short shelf life, and are used to target specific individuals. Security threat will not affect the overwhelming majority of our users, although it's unlikely that hackers will target average users. Any Apple device is vulnerable, and the iOS update is recommended for everyone. Update iPhones and iPads to iOS 4.8, Macs to 11.6, and Apple Watches to 7.6.2. So that's on the article from USA Today. An article writer on this was Jessica Goyen, I'm not sure, from USA Today. So that's this one there. And let's go right on into the next article we have here. All right, so this is another article from CNBC in the cryptocurrency sector from Abigail NG, writer for CNBC. Kevin O'Leary says to more than double his crypto holding to 7%. Celebrity investor Kevin O'Leary wants to more than double his cryptocurrency holdings from 3% of his portfolio to 7% by end 2021, he told CNBC Monday. He's also the same guy who's been on CNBC and stuff like that, bashing Bitcoin and calling it rubbish. So blows like the wind, right? But he said investors want the U.S. authorities' decisions about regulating cryptocurrencies and that he cannot afford non-compliant to regulations. O'Leary said he is betting against airlines because business travel will never come back to what it is before the pandemic struck. Okay, so he's betting against airlines with cryptocurrencies. Is there a video here? Let's watch this. That's what this video says after the probably has some sort of ad here, but
helping your clients plan for retirement seems very complex.
Well,
yeah, retirement ads. Retirement's complex.
Complexity, so I can spend more time.
Get old and retire.
Well, that's great because the Greens retired and their
Real
son
complex
Kyle
about that.
moved home.
Well, okay.
Thanks, Nationwide. All right.
You know, I am bullish on crypto, but also DeFi.
This is a 2-minute video. Watch this.
You know, it's not just about Bitcoin anymore or Ethereum. I find Ethereum as a user, it's too slow. And so there's going to be other chains that are going to emerge. There's
He's just
so
parroting what other
much
people are
interest in
saying.
what's going on in other DeFi sources just for lending and staking and getting interest, USDC. This conference is happening tomorrow, the SALT conference the next 2 days, is really about the future of decentralized finance and cryptocurrencies. Now, we know that the regulators have pushed back on the Lend product from Coinbase, and that is a slowdown in what's really emerging as a really interesting space where people can take their cryptocurrencies and actually make interest. When the 10-year is making you less than inflation, you start to look to alternatives. And that's why stablecoins are becoming interesting. But my whole point is, and this is both pro and con, and I think it's going to be the theme of the SALT conference, we want the regulator to actually make some decisions about crypto. Because none of us that are in financial services want to actually be cowboys about this. I don't want to get involved in crypto if the regulator says it's not okay. I can't afford to be offside. I cannot afford to be non-compliant. So I'm estimating, let's just take Bitcoin, the granddaddy of all cryptos. If the regulator finally allowed financial services companies to call it an asset, put it into an ETF in the United States like they have in Canada and other countries, I figure there'd be another $1 trillion worth of buying into Bitcoin. And we don't have that yet, but that's the opportunity. I think at the end of the day, over the next couple of years, that will happen. That's why there's so much interest. Right now, I can tell you both of you, Hadley, there is not a single hotel room available in New York. We are jam-packed. This is like Bitcoin 2021. All the institutions are coming to the conference to discuss this very topic. When and how will the regulator get on side, and when will we consider cryptocurrencies a institutional asset class? We don't know when, but it is definitely going to come. It's not going away.
So that's a little video there. Celebrity investor Kevin O'Leary. I canceled
Today, you want things to be on autopilot and to be prepared for change.
All right. Celebrity investor Kevin O'Leary says he wants to at least double his cryptocurrency holdings by the end of 2021 and predicts that trillions of dollars could pour into the market of crypto if crypto becomes a new asset class. The Shark Tank investor had previously said Bitcoin was garbage. See, it's called it earlier. I saw him on CNBC or news broadcast stations with Pompliano saying Bitcoin is complete garbage. So I guess he's got a different view now. O'Leary, who is chairman of O-Shares ETF, said he is bullish on crypto and wants to allocate more in his personal portfolio. I think he's more talking about probably the GBTC stock, and he wants to see some ETFs around the Bitcoin GBTC stock or whatever he's talking about. O'Leary, who's chairman of I already read that part. I want to raise my exposure to crypto, currently at 3% to 7% by the end of this year, he told Capital Connection on Monday. But he said investors want U.S. authorities to make decisions about regulating cryptocurrencies. I don't want to get involved in crypto if the regulators say it's not okay. He said, I can't afford to be offside. I can't afford to be non-compliant. You saw that in the video. It's not going away. This is a new asset class. So he thinks cryptocurrencies become an asset class like that. U.S. government is in the process of developing regulations for cryptocurrencies, they've been doing that for years, even as more countries legalize Bitcoin. Just last week, Salvador became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. O'Leary said he expects regulators to recognize cryptocurrencies as an institutional asset class, but it's unclear when that will happen. He added that infrastructure for compliance is also lacking compared to the systems for traditional assets like stocks, bonds, ETFs. However, he predicts that there will be trillions of dollars of interest waiting to come aboard when regulators finally approve of cryptocurrencies as an institutional asset class. For Bitcoin specifically, if regulators allow financial services companies to treat it as an asset and approve Bitcoin-based exchange traded funds in the U.S., he sees another $1 trillion worth of buying said into the cryptocurrency. This is not going away. This is a new asset class, he said. Betting against airlines. O'Leary said he is betting against airlines because business travel will never come back to what it is before the pandemic struck. I think that the business travel side of the airlines business is horrifically bad, and I'm making money shorting airlines, he said, referring to a trading technique where investors borrow shares of a stock from a broker and sell them, hoping to be able to buy them back at a lower price. Not that I don't like airlines, but I think they're in a really bad business. Airlines have been hammered by border closures, travel restrictions since last year. They also had to take out bailouts. Dropped a fork from a bowl of fruit I'm eating. They had to endorse. So yeah, all the travel restrictions and then the bailouts from the airlines, from the government stuff. I remember watching that presidential meeting with Trump on the bailouts for airlines and different businesses. When COVID first hit, they had endured uncertainty as the virus surged and waned in different parts of the world. We actually don't even know which way this is going as well. It could be complete shutdowns again. So yeah, I guess he's got some points there. These are bad businesses, not because of just pandemics, because people don't need to fly, he said. People don't need crypto either, but he's expanding his holdings from currently 3% to 7% away from the airline industry is basically what this is saying. All right, so that's that piece of news there. Again, this is blockchain tech and finance news. Subscribe, turn on the bell notifications onto YouTube. This is streaming to different places, Twitch, Facebook, DLive TV, things like that. But chat in there and I'll answer the chats as best I can as well. All right, so let's go into this next article. Drone Racing League lands $100 million deal. The crypto platform Algorand. So let's go on right in transition. All right, so Drone Racing League lands $100 million deal with crypto platform Algorand. Drone Racing League, I didn't even know there was drone racing, but all right. Drone Racing League's deal with Algorand is worth $100 million over 5 years. People with knowledge of the deal told CNBC the cryptocurrency platform will take over DRL title rights starting with its 6th season, which begins this month. Drone racing. I'll have to look into that, drone racing. New York-based Drone Racing League landed its most significant sponsorship agreement to date with cryptocurrency platform Algorand, the company said Tuesday. DRL is a first-person view racing league where drone pilots race devices through neon-lit courses and compete for prize money. The company started in 2015 and is now valued at $200 million, according to PitchBook. So this must be on TV or something. Terms of this agreement with Algorand were not made public, but people with knowledge of the deal told CNBC it's a 5-year pact worth $100 million. German-based financial services company Allianz, I don't know, which held the title rights since DRL started, will remain a league partner. XL Sports Management negotiated a deal with Algorand. In an interview with CNBC last week, DRL President Rachel Jacobson called the pact with Algorand transformative and the perfect marriage. She added, the crypto platform and DRL cater to a tech setter fan base. Jacobson described the Generation Z audience as digital savvy early adopters who care just as much about an Apple iPhone launch as they do about sports and entertainment. When you look across what's happening with crypto and blockchain, you have to make sure that you're targeting the right audience, she said. Based in Boston, Algorand has a blockchain or digital ledger and is traded on the cryptocurrency exchange under the ticker symbol ALGO. As crypto continues to evolve in the financial sector, companies are positioning to attract more digital consumers using sports sponsorships to create awareness. So yeah, this is Algorand company. It's a blockchain. It's got its own cryptocurrency, the Algorand cryptocurrency based in Boston. These are things I didn't know. I'm right near here. This year, crypto companies took over sports naming rights assets in the National Basketball Association and Major League Baseball, and one firm reached a $100 million deal with Liberty Media owned Formula One. Jacobson, a former NBA executive, said sports connections help newer companies with brand awareness, but added crypto firms will still need to educate younger audiences about the space and use engaging platforms to drive its message. DRL says it reaches roughly 75 million fans globally. That's for the drone racing league. You need to build in the right programming so it's not just a logo slap, Jacobson said. The crypto community, they are too smart. They see through just a jersey patch or signage. They want to know, how do I get involved and how is this going to change my sports experience? DRL starts its sixth season on September 29th. The league has media right deals with NBC Universal and streaming deal with Twitter. Other sponsorships include agreements with DraftKings, T-Mobile, Body Armor, and Air Force. DRL helps the Air Force with recruitment and training of future drone drivers. All right. High-speed drone racers working for the Army coming out of the DRL. Drones used in racing events are designed and built by DRL, which builds models for every race. The drones are worth roughly $2,000 and can travel up to 90 miles per hour. The global drone market, described as the unmanned aerial vehicle sector, is projected to reach $55 billion by 2026. So this is not financial advice, but if you want to go invest into some stocks, look into maybe some unmanned aerial vehicle companies that are building drones, or maybe parts for drones or chips for drones, cameras for drones with cameras. And you can find some stocks out there. According to markets for long-term holdings over the next 5 years, because this is like a projected $55 billion by 2026. According to markets, but do your own research. Definitely, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't give financial advice. According to markets research with DRL, that's according to markets research, 58 billion by 2026. With DRL also functioning as a drone maker, Jacobson says it wants to leverage products to lure more revenue. That's exactly what I said. Companies that are building drones, parts for drones, cameras for drones, lenses for drones, things like that. These are infinite opportunities, said Jacobson, noting that more companies are testing delivering using drones. We build our drones, and when we think about other lines of business, we could do anything. We're just getting started. So I don't know, maybe like drone speed being tracked on the blockchain or something, or with Algorand blockchain. I'd really have to look into what Algorand is looking to do more on this article. So I'll touch upon it more. I'll research this more in another episode. I will talk about Algorand more, most definitely. But that's that. Drone Racing League plans $100 million deal with crypto platform Algorand. All right, so I'm going to close this one out. Again, if you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications on here on Blockchain Tech and Finance News. And let's get this next article up here. I'm going to go into transition. Again, chat with me if you want to ask questions or put your own input in, or your own knowledge about these sort of things. Definitely, please do let me know in the chat. I can see your chats in there. And all these articles will be on the recaps as well. So let's go. All right, for this article, second to last, I've got two more articles here on this. Amazon boosts hourly pay to over $18 to hire 125,000 workers. So Amazon boosts pay to over $18 to hire 125,000 workers. As many know, in the news and stuff like that, all of like the unemployment UIs and federal boost of UIs and all these things are kind of basically like done. So everyone who's been unemployed, having unemployment, basically has to go get a job. There's no more, and people are. So I don't know. I'll probably be seeing more news and looking at how that is. But in this regards, Amazon boosts hourly pay to over $18 to incentivize hiring 125,000 workers. So Reuters, this is from Reuters, obviously. in finance. This is from, why is this article loading? Who wrote this? It doesn't even say. Maybe there's a looking for an author on this. I like to cite the authors on these things. All right, some reason my mouse is like working like crap. I'm turning a trackpad on. Turn something else on. Trackpad was working so slow. All right. Amazon.com Inc. hiked its average starting wage to $18 per hour on Tuesday and said it plans to hire more than 125,000 warehouse and transportation workers in the United States. Reuters exclusively reported the news earlier on Tuesday. The world's largest online retailer also said it would pay a sign-on bonus of $3,000. In some locations, an hourly wage could go up to $22.50. Amazon was among the first few retailers to set a $15 an hour minimum wage in 2018. So now they're bumping that up to $18. Amazon said in May it would pay around $17 in average wages. The company is hiring to run 100 logistics facilities that will launch this month in the United States on top of more than 250 that opened earlier this year. The additional staffing will also help roll out one-day delivery for Amazon Prime Loyalty Club members. Retailers are scrambling to hire hourly workers in a tight labor market and have been offering benefits and sign-on bonuses to entice them. I mean, three grand, people will take that, especially coming out of unemployment, most definitely. Walmart Inc. said earlier this month that it planned to hire 20,000 workers in its supply chain division ahead of the busy holiday season. So this is this article there. So yeah, that's a short little piece about Amazon. All right, looking to hire 125,000 people. If you're looking for a job and you, I don't know, need money, I guess, not financial advice, but Amazon's hiring 125,000 people, $18 an hour, $3,000 bonus, what have you. All right, let's go into this. Let's go to the final article I have here. Again, if you're on the YouTube side, subscribe, turn on bell notifications here to blockchain, tech, and finance news. And all of these articles in full, you can read them, will be in the description on the recap video episodes. This is episode 31. Let's go into our transition here. All right, this is the last article we have. SEC's Gensler spars with key Republican over crypto oversight. So SEC's Gensler spars. Let me make sure. Is this reading up? Yeah. Okay. SEC's Gensler spars with key Republican over crypto oversight. This is by Benjamin Bain and Akela Gardner. September. So this is this is from Bloomberg. So Gary Gensler's push for the Securities and Exchange Commission to get tough on cryptocurrencies is drawing a rebuke from key GOP lawmakers. Senator Pat Toomey, the top Republican on the Senate Banking Committee, blasted Gensler for trying to regulate the digital asset industry by enforcement. Toomey chided Gensler at a Tuesday hearing for not being more transparent about how the SEC determines whether a digital asset is a security that is subject to tough investor protection rules. Gensler, let's put it this way. Many of them who aren't even filing at all are just being tagged as securities if they're not filing exemptions. Like Ripple. Gensler fired back. I think there is a fair amount of clarity. The SEC chief added that he's not negative or minimalist when it comes to crypto. I just think it would be best if it was inside the investor protection regime that Congress has laid out. And I agree with him. Since taking over as SEC chief in April, Gensler has taken a hard line on cryptocurrency exchanges. He said Tuesday that there are only a small number of digital assets that don't need to be registered with the SEC. Gensler added that stablecoins, a fast-growing corner of the market, might well be securities. I think it's more a currency. a virtual currency, a digital currency. If it's a store of value, but ETFs and stocks, maybe those are viewed as stores of value, right? So maybe it is a security. We'll have to see what the SEC says. Granted, they say anything. Crypto advocates have been frustrated by Gensler's stance, particularly after Coinbase Global Inc. disclosed last week that the SEC has threatened to sue if the exchange launched a product that would let clients earn interest by lending their coins to other traders. I want to know why. What was their reasoning for that? The revelation triggered the same regulation by law enforcement criticisms that Toomey flagged at the Senate committee hearing. Why wait to make the SEC's views known only when it swoops in with an enforcement action? That makes sense. I agree with him there because it gets people like more angst and more against regulatory measures, and that they're not. I don't know if it's like a skeleton crew over there or what. Like I've talked with various people in the SEC and stuff like that, and I'm not advising anything, but nice people over there at least. So, but yeah, it's a valid point. Why wait? Every single time the SEC is views are known every time they actually do something. Okay, we're suing Ripple. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, Coinbase is gonna do something. We'll say something that we're gonna sue them if they do this. With the what was the other thing? I think this was even outside of the SEC, but I think this was like a whole general governmental committee thing about the Libra blockchain and the Libra cryptocurrency. I think the big issue was there is Facebook's so big that if they launched a virtual digital monetary currency, it would kind of like overtake the dollar as a global currency. So I think that was that thing, so that they would not launch, the Libra blockchain, the Libra cryptocurrency. And then they got a bunch of like central backers that kind of backed out or something. And we haven't heard anything about Libra yet. But again, it was only until the last minute that the SEC says something, which, I mean, I got to say something if they feel it's important to for certain reasons, I guess. But yeah, if they had some more regulatory things, which they've been hashing out since 2017 until now, let's put it that way. And there's been, it's slow paced, but it's coming along. But yeah, they are saying, Switzerland with an enforcement last stance. In some cases, years after the product was launched, said to me, it's very objectionable. So yeah, that makes sense too, that does make sense. All right. So that's what I have. This was from Bloomberg. Again, this was from Benjamin Bain. I'll have all of these articles in the recap on episode 32. This is episode 32. Episode 31 was yesterday. And again, I don't know if I'm going to do these every day, but if I find and I have the time, I'll go put them out there and you can chat with me. I can see in the chats and stuff and how many people are watching, blah, blah, blah. I'll try to keep these between 15 to 30 minutes at most. This one's capping out around 28 minutes, 35 seconds. So I'm going to cut this stream. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on bell notifications here to Blockchain Tech and Finance. Whichever way it is. Finance news. Have a great and safe day. Cheers.